Welcome to my channel. Today's recipe is going to be Doña María mole. But I add some spice to it. I'm boiling some Chile Guajillo, 5 to 6. And while the chili's boiling, I put my pot of beans and they're cooking. So I'm going to start the process, which is by cleaning the chicken. While my chili is boiling, my beans are almost done, as you could see. So as my beans are cooking, my chili is boiling, I will be cutting a whole chicken. And I am going to go through the whole process and how to cut a whole chicken, because I know some people don't know how to cut a whole chicken. This is the way my mother taught me. I was very young when she taught me, and I don't know, it just stood in me. And I use all the parts of the chicken. I cut them, clean them very well, and then I boil them with garlic and onion, salt, just for flavor, so you know your chicken has some flavor. I'm doing jar mole today. It's called Doña María. You could purchase it in any store. I'm adding, you know, a little bit of spice, so I add some Chile Guajillo. You could also add, you know, hotter chili, but I just like the Chile Guajillo. It gives it a lot of flavor. And you're welcome to send a request, you know, comment down below if you want to see a certain menu. Also, I have an Instagram. It's called Grannysapproval. And please leave a comment. I already had some requests. They're coming up, the new menus. And I will be glad to do them. Granny's approval. You know, mole is it's an old recipe, you know, it's used, or I should say it's made different ways. You know, some people like it sweet, and some parts of Mexico they eat it sweet, like in Oaxaca and other places of Mexico. And then in some parts they like it with a little spice, you know, and that's when you add your chili that is hot. The original mole has over probably 25 spices and maybe like 10 different types of chilies. It's mainly made of, you know, chocolate, peanuts, all kinds of nuts. You know, some mole has crackers, you know, or animal crackers, just different types of things. Now I'm going to be washing my chicken. I wash it usually 2 to 3 times. I also add a little bit of white vinegar. You know, I don't like that flavor of that chicken flavor. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but I like to put the vinegar and it cleans it really, really well. I rinse it, you know, very well as well. Now I'm going to wash it one more time. I know it seems like a lot because I wash it more than twice. Rinse it very well. Plus I add the vinegar and I have to wash it again. Now we're going to fill out the pot. Now we're going to put it to boil. I'm going to add to this batch, I'm going to add half an onion and about 7 cloves of garlic that I already had peeled before. And a little bit of salt to taste, just to give the chicken some flavor while it's boiling. Now I'm going to add my oil to the pan because I'm going to start my rice. I'm going to saute my rice for a few minutes until it gets lightly brown as I'm moving it around back and forth because I don't want it to burn. So this is what I'm doing, and then I'll be adding some garlic and onion, and I don't have fresh tomatoes today, but you know, you could always improvise and have tomato paste as a backup, so I'm using a little bit of tomato paste. But right now I'm stirring my rice back and forth. I don't want it to burn, like I said. I want a light brown. I'm doing Spanish rice with my mole, homemade beans, and that's like a traditional Mexican dish. And like I said, from the part of Mexico where my mother, you know, she taught me how to do this. Now we're going to prepare the ingredients to put in the rice. You know, when my children were young, they hated to see the tomato and the onion. So I started blending everything. I'm blending cumin, tomato paste, and garlic. And I have the onion in the blender already. I'm using tomato paste because I ran out of tomatoes. But, you know, I like fresh tomatoes. But if you don't have any, improvise and use whatever you have. At this moment, I have tomato paste, and that's what I'm using. I'm doing Mexican rice. So if it was white rice, I didn't need it, but I need it. I'm adding 2 cups of water because it's 1 cup of rice that I'm making. So remember, you double your water according to the cup you're using of rice. So I'm going to blend everything right now. Now my onion and garlic are in my tomato paste. I blend. I'm adding it to the rice, and I'm going to add my pinch of cumin to the rice. And please leave a comment down below what video you would like to see. You know, maybe if there's a certain food that you would like for me to make. So now that I have blended my chile guajillo with my garlic, my cumin, and my onion in my jar of mole, Doña María, I am going to saute my mole. So I put my pan to medium heat and I start sauteing it. I use some of the chicken juice, not a lot. I only like to put half and half of water. I move it around because mole it's kind of like thick, so you thin it out with the chicken broth in the water, but in medium heat so it doesn't overflow, it doesn't burn, but you're like kind of like you're like melting it down sort of into like a medium sauce. I'm going to be adding my chicken to the mole sauce, and as they gather all the flavor, I'm going to let it set for about 10 minutes. I'm adding a little bit of chicken broth because I noticed that when I added the chicken, it was a little bit too thick for me. Our rice is finished, and now we're gonna put our plate together in it with rice, beans, and our mole in an old-fashioned Granny's China, Granny's approval.